I had similar questions to you, Bad Ghost. I think we maybe all did. I know this man worked at an airport, but wasn't like a pilot. What was he, like a baggage handler or something? Did you guys dig into this story at all? It's super sus. I agree. Very strange.
History is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Hey guys, I'm a fairly new listener, but love the podcast. Thanks. You can call me Bad Ghost, and boy, have we ever just driven that one into the ground already. And you have permission to use my code name, this email, and any information on it, which we shall do directly. I live in a small city just south of Memphis, Tennessee, called Olive Branch, Mississippi. That's the place where everyone goes for forgiveness. Just a few days ago, on September 3rd, there was a man named Cory Wayne Patterson who stole a fully fueled King Air 90 from Tupelo Regional Airport and threatened to crash it into Tupelo Walmart. And he links at NPR. A piece below. They ended up evacuating the Walmart and a nearby convenience store as a precaution, but they ended up talking the guy down, getting him to land in a nearby bean field. Now, I'm no pilot, nor am I educated in the field of aviation, but there are rumors that this type of plane is very difficult to fly. I'm not sure of the specific flight path, but from what I understand, it was a very long and complicated one. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. These rumors kind of make it seem like this could be some kind of false flag or conspiracy type event because of how everything went down. Like, how was he able to gain access to the plane, get it airborne, the length and path taken by the man piloting the plane, then the fact that he warned ground control, he planned on committing this act of terrorism, then decided against it and safely landed this rather large plane himself. I know you guys are a little more educated in this area, but I'd love to hear what you think. I know it made several news networks, but I like the NPR piece, and it was the easiest and most available to me as I'm writing this email. Thank you, guys. Looking forward to hearing back from y'all. The Bad Ghost. This made tons of news. The NPR piece is great. I had similar questions to you, Bad Ghost. I think we maybe all did. I know this man worked at an airport, but wasn't like a pilot. What was he, like a baggage handler or something? Did you guys dig into this story at all? It's super sus. I agree. Very strange. And it's true. This plane is a specialized type of plane. You wouldn't just be able to figure it out, let alone land it safely.
According to the NPR article, Noel, he fueled airplanes. So he was a person who actually went through and made sure airplanes had sufficient fuel in them before they would, take off or something. So in preparation.
Cory Wayne Patterson.
That's right, which is a certain set of skills, but it doesn't make you a pilot or the ability to pilot those airplanes that you are fueling.
It said he had instruction but no license. So maybe he was learning.
Yeah, but let's exercise, if not empathy, let's assume the perspective here. I've always thought it must be frustrating for some aviation professionals to work on planes that they do not fly. It's like ever the bridesmaid, never the bride. I've done all this work, and now this jerk gets to go actually have fun with the craft. I'm sure a few people feel that way, so maybe it just got too much for him, but he alerted authorities, right? Like Patterson proactively contacted local law enforcement via 911, right?
Right. The chief of police of Tupelo has a really amazing name, by the way. His name is John Quacka, or Kuwaka. I don't know. It's Quaka. And he's made some comments on the incident, saying that after leaving the airport, he immediately alerted emergency responders of his intention to do harm to the Walmart and presumably those within. No one else is on the plane, as Bad Ghost said, and the NPR piece also said that the Walmart and the nearby Dodge's convenience store were evacuated. They had a hostage negotiator. I mean, it's not really a hostage. Kind of it is. You're sort of holding the people of Walmart and Tupelo hostage in a way with your threats. Spoke directly to Patterson as he kind of hovered over the city for hours. But again, like some instruction, but no pilot's license. This is not like, the kind of plane that you just that anyone could have access to. And again, I'm no pilot or aviation, enthusiast even myself, but I can't imagine that all planes are created equal. Now, you know what though? It is like when you look at it though, it does look like the kind of little private plane. For some reason, I was picturing like more of a commercial sized plane. So this is, from the look of it, it does appear to be kind of one of those little twin prop kind of deals that would be the kind of thing you would take flying lessons in.
It's the stuff you see over here at PDK all the time at the little DeKalb airport. Yeah.
We can get you one for around $1.7 million for a 2005 model.
Yeah. I mean, the maintenance itself can be a bit of a bear. Getting, like, you're making an excellent point, because a plane of any variety, whether you're talking super secret stealth reconnaissance craft, or whether you're talking a little Cessna that you can famously weld onto a Ford Pinto, true story, whether it's whatever aircraft you're talking about, you cannot, no matter how intelligent you are, you cannot just hop in and, poor choice of words here, wing it. They are complicated. So, it makes sense that there would be a licensing regime for these things. Also, Noel, do we have any insight into Patterson's mental state at the time? Did he stay? I know he went on Facebook, and I found that, but do we have any like official confirmation of motive? Do we know how everything worked out? Is he getting charged?
He's definitely getting charged. Yeah. Okay. It may actually be charged federally. Because the FAA, right? I mean, this is going to be a federal crime to steal and illegally pilot an aircraft. I believe he's being charged with grand larceny, and terrorist threats. But the motive is the part that I heard about this, and my mind immediately went to the water crisis, and this being some sort of retribution, or some sort of like. Somebody going postal, for lack of a better, more elegant term, like as a result of the, the water issue. Obviously, it's not in the same part of the state, but I just thought maybe that there was some connection. That there's nothing indicating any motive that I've seen. The FBI field office, though, that is involved is in Jackson. Which is where all of the water, chaos is going on.
Which is, by the way, update on that. They're back up to full pressure as of the Monday when the episode came out, where we were talking about it. The water pressure was back up. That water was still not ready to drink when it came out of the tap.
No. You can see photographs of black muck coming out of bathtub faucets. Oof. Nasty stuff.
There was another public safety alert that warned people not to shower with their mouths open. And watching footage, there was a lot of like people buying bags of ice, and melting it down and bathing out of like those Gatorade kind of coolers with the little, tap on them. But again, this is unrelated. It just is in the same area, and there is no connection that I've seen. But that was where my mind initially went. So to answer your question, Bad Ghost, I found it a little odd as well. I do think that there more information will come out about the person's motivations. It seems like maybe it was just a kind of a cry for help kind of situation. And Ben, you point out a great point about the empathy side of it. Is like it would suck to be kind of a lower level employee with the dream, of being a pilot and not, but there's no indication. You can get a pilot's license if you do enough instruction. Doesn't mean it's a commercial pilot's license.
And have the cash.
I hear you're growing. I'm just speaking to the guy's mental state. You know, and if the person's already mentally perhaps compromised, I could see how that level of bitterness could perhaps boil over into taking action. But again, we don't really know yet. What do you think, Matt?
I'm just saying the person is 29 years old. They're going through probably a lot of changes in their life at this time in their life. They're probably going through a lot of personal stuff. Everybody is. We all are. Literally every one of us right now listening is going through a ton of personal stuff that most people don't know is going on around us. Yeah. So it's like, who knows what it is, but it felt like a breaking point thing for him. And he had access to one of these planes and made that split decision, right? Because he didn't make the post until... I think he was in the air. He was communicating stuff out even through Facebook.
Also, another, this is, of course, not the first time someone has absconded with an aircraft. My favorite story, I cannot remember the specifics, but my favorite story in this regard is there's a guy I heard of who a number of years ago stole a plane and flew it in a loop-de-loop just because he could, because he had trained for years on a very sophisticated simulator, like an air simulator flight, and he just that was his his Everest. That was his the peak he needed to summit in his life. But there's no ideology involved with that, as far as we can tell. Bad Ghost, there's not ideology involved, at least publicly stated. In Patterson's case, it reminds me of that old quote, "Be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle." So we don't know what happened with Patterson. We do know he's alive. He didn't actually crash the plane. But we'll have to see if he gets consequences. Because as you said, Noel, the FAA is known for a lot of things, none of which are playing around with people who just try to, do a jazz riff.